The last 4 holdouts at the takeover of a federal wildlife refuge in Oregon began turning themselves in peacefully to a group led by evangelist Franklin Graham Thursday morning in a highly choreographed surrender that ended the deadly 41-day ordeal. The 4 were unarmed as they approached the olive green armored vehicle carrying Graham and Nevada legislator Michelle Fiore at an FBI checkpoint. Sean Anderson and his wife, Sandy, holding hands, went first, their arms held high. Sean carried an American flag in his right hand. Sandy was patted down by FBI agents and then taken off. At one point, as 2 of the occupiers had already given up, David Fry, one of the 4, balked and shouted, "Unless my grievances are heard, I won't come out." As he grew increasingly agitated, Fry said on a phone call that was being live-streamed, said he was feeling suicidal. "I am a free man, and I will die a free man," he said. Graham, at the request of the protesters and the FBI, had been in phone contact with the group for the past week to try to negotiate an end to the takeover. The North Carolina preacher was joined by a Nevada legislator, Michelle Fiore, in an armored vehicle to reach the 4. Their surrender process capped almost 5 weeks of a tense standoff that included the arrest of almost a dozen protesters and the shooting death of 1 in a shootout with police. The final act of the drama Thursday morning was being live-streamed online, with Fiore and Graham staying in touch by phone to keep the group calm. "America's watching, so nothing is going to happen," Fiore said. Before the surrender, Graham also spoke to the group by phone from an FBI agent near the refuge. "We are proud of you and love you and look forward to giving you guys a big hug," Graham said before praying and climbing into only the vehicle to drive to the surrender site. "We haven't bathed in a few days, so don't be offended," one of the holdouts, Sean Anderson, told Graham. At one point, in the tense build-up to the final chapter of the long ordeal, Anderson joked that they are hoping to stop at Dennis before going to jail. The latest dramatic twist in the takeover, which began January 2nd, came only hours after FBI agents arrested Nevada rancher Cliven Bundy, the father of the protesters' jailed leader who flew to the state in a show of support. Graham, son of evangelist Billy Graham, arrived at the standoff site in Burns, Ora, around 8 a.m. PT. At about the time when one of the occupiers, Sean Anderson, said the group planned to turn themselves in at a nearby FBI checkpoint. Graham, who is based in North Carolina, said on his Facebook page that he had been speaking with the 4 holdouts by phone every day at the request of the protesters and the FBI. "Last night I was on the phone with them for several hours, was able to have prayer with them, and they have said they would come out today," he said in the Wednesday night post. "I am on my way there and hope to be there by 7 a.m. their time. Please keep them, law enforcement officials, and all involved in your prayers, that everyone will be safe." In the final moments leading up to the planned surrender, discussions between the holdouts and Nevada lawmaker Michelle Fiore, a sympathizer who flew to Oregon, were being live-streamed in an online broadcast. The occupiers said they were unarmed. "If they kill us, that's on them," Anderson told Fiore. Fiore said she was in a tent close to the refuge with 6 FBI agents and was awaiting the arrival of Graham before the surrender could take place. At one point, when Fiore said the FBI agents with her were not hostile, Anderson said he suspects there were snipers all around us. Fiore seemed to agree, but added, "That's why staying alive is key, because a dead man can't talk, and a dead man can't write. We have to stay together and stay alive." The FBI said agents moved to contain the last 4 holdouts Wednesday by hemming them in with armored vehicles. At the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge in Burns, which they have occupied since January 2nd, "We reached a point where it became necessary to take action in a way that best ensured the safety of those on the refuge," Greg Bretzing, special agent in charge, said Wednesday in a statement. Bundy, 74, was arrested by the FBI after stepping off a plane at Portland International Airport on Wednesday evening. He was taken to Multnomah County Jail. A post on Bundy Ranch's Facebook page said, "Cliven Bundy just landed in Portland, We are being told by eyes on ground that he was surrounded by SWAT and detained. His sons, Ammon and Ryan Bundy, were jailed following the January 26 arrest of several members of the armed militia group on charges of interfering with federal officers. One protester, Robert Lavoie Finicum, was killed during a confrontation with the FBI and state troopers after fleeing a police roadblock. The decision by the remaining protesters to give themselves up came after a dramatic confrontation with the FBI that played out over an open phone line live streamed online. David Fry, 27, of Blanchester, Ohio, sounding increasingly agitated, yelled several times at what he said was an FBI negotiator. "You're going to hell. Kill me. Get it over with," he said. "We're innocent people camping at a public facility, and you're going to murder us. The only way we're leaving here is dead or without charges," said Fry, who told the FBI to get the hell out of Oregon. Fry, and the other three holdouts, Jeff Bantak, 46, of Elko, Nev, and married couple Sean Anderson, 48, and Sandy Anderson, 47, of Raikens, Idaho, joined the protest to oppose federal land use policies. The elder Bundy faces federal charges related to a standoff at his ranch with the United States Bureau of Land Management in 2014, according to the Bundy website. Bundy, who defied authorities in a dispute over federal land rights, owes $1 million in grazing fees and penalties. He also faces weapons charges and one count of conspiracy to interfere with a federal officer. Bundy's lawyer, Mike Arnold, said the timing of his client's arrest was terribly unfortunate, given Fiore's progress toward a resolution, according to the Oregonian. Contributing, Melanie Eversley.